Developing the ability to persuade others is key in becoming a successful leader and communicator. Learning skills of persuasion are important for those who want to be decision makers, managers, executives, and entrepreneurs. But what exactly is persuasion? There's a rather simple definition for it: the ability to make people think or do what you would like them to think or do. Fortunately, it's something that most of us apply in other venues. Ever tried to get a friend to attend a movie they don't necessarily want to see? In business communication, persuasion is important, particularly when you anticipate that there's going to be some resistance to your message. Maybe if you need funds or someone to attend a meeting that you know they don't want to go to. Before you communicate a message that needs to be persuasive, take a moment to plan it out. Know your product, service, or idea. Have you learned everything there is to learn about it? Read. Use the product. See what others are saying about the action or whatever it is. Watch others. Talk about it. Conduct tests. Seek feedback. Let Google be your friend. The second thing you need to do is to know your audience. Again, this is a very important principle for communication. And then thirdly, know what desired action that you want people to take. I took this photo of a sign at a breast cancer action support group event. Is it persuasive? Perhaps on its own it's not. But within the context of the event, where there's people who are interested in the cause and they're milling about, and where there are several other impactful statements like this one posted, with an overall ask as part of the event, it certainly does have some persuasive qualities. So how do we persuade? The first thing you want to do is to gain attention in the opening of your request. Perhaps this is by describing a problem or making an unexpected statement, mentioning a benefit to the recipient, maybe paying them a compliment, or asking a stimulating question. We see that this happens in the animal kingdom. These are my dogs. You can see that Champ, the older dog, is trying to persuade his younger sister to play. He's going to try to gain her attention by waving a toy in front of her. Step 2 is to build the interest of your audience members. You need to keep their attention in order to persuade them, and this is where the meat of your message is going to come out. It may include facts and statistics, expert opinions, direct benefits, examples, and specific details. Step 3 is to reduce resistance. This is where our honed skill of empathy comes out. Put yourself in the receiver's shoes and anticipate what their response will be. You'll be far more successful if you name the resistance along with a counter-argument than if you wait and have to do it in a response. Finally, the fourth step is to motivate action. Tell the receiver exactly what it is he or she or you want them to do or think. Be confident but not pushy. You want to get them to yes. The text does a much deeper dive into a variety of different kinds of persuasion, including sales. We don't have time to delve too far into it here, but I strongly recommend that you study this content. Moving on a bit, Aristotle, a pupil of Plato, quite literally wrote the book on rhetoric and how to persuade. So the fresco on the screen shows Plato in the center left and Aristotle to his right. He defined rhetoric as the faculty or ability of observing in any given case the available means of persuasion. So as communications professionals, we need to consider a wide number of variables as to what we include, and just as importantly, what we leave out of our persuasive messages. In order to be successful, you must demonstrate 3 qualities in your art of speaking and writing effectively. That's the ethos or ethics. You need to understand the human character, the pathos, understanding emotions, and logos, reasoning logically. We're going to break this down a bit further. So ethos. Ethos is demonstrated through credibility. It's using the ethical framework that we discussed earlier and simply applying it. It's about having facts and citing sources, putting into practice ethical communication principles. It's also about showing enthusiasm, objectivity, and the ability to find common ground, demonstrating that you're sincere and have good intentions. Pathos is appealing to emotions, so some of the ways that we can do that is to produce some startling facts, perhaps, or dramatic stories. Engaging human interest, using rich language, and really delivering personal conviction. Friendly logos is where we are going to appeal to logic. This is where you'd use statistics, facts, reasoning. So used all together, you are opening the heart and the mind and emotions. So while we're generating interest, we want to be cohesive, be action-oriented, and stress a central selling point. You don't sell products or ideas. You sell the pleasure or benefit that people will get from their use. In creating desire, we want to present factual evidence. We want to use language that people will believe and include testimonials. And motivating action. Ensure your summary paragraph is short but specifies the action that you want your buyer or audience member to take, and state it confidently.